is up, everybody? Welcome back to another video. If you are new to the channel, please don't forget to smash that subscribe button down below and go check out our Instagram pages where I post daily original photos and updates on our life and a lot of our animals in our collection. For today's video, I am going to be cleaning the newest Fluval filter that we added to our roughneck monitors enclosure. If you didn't see that video, I'll throw up a card right here. But about a month ago, we added a new Fluval 305 filter to his 30-gallon aquarium to help filter out the water, because where I live, it is becoming wintertime really quick. We've already had a few major snowstorms and I am unable to change the water like I used to. So we decided to add a filter. So today is gonna be the first cleaning of that filter, and I'm gonna take you step by step on how we do that. So before we get started on that, I paired up a lot of our snakes this morning. So let's go ahead and check some of those pairings out real quick. All right, so the first one we got going on. This is a new girl that I have not shown yet. Yeah, nothing going on yet. We will discuss her in a later video. We just picked her up. We'll have to check on them later. I just barely put them in this morning, so I don't expect any locks yet. But I just wanted to show you guys some of the things going on here. Oh, these two have been awesome getting lined up and locked up. They are already locked up. They have only been in the tub for maybe an hour together, and these are both first timers. Neither of these snakes have ever been bred before. Look at, they are already locked up. Good job, guys. I wish you all were like that. And then if you didn't see my other video where I winterized a lot of my animals because they are down in this open sunroom, I went over some of the different things that I did or was going to be doing to make sure that my animals' enclosures maintained the proper temperatures and humidity. And I wanted to show you a little update on what I did to Miss Nebula, our emerald tree boa's enclosure. We had a huge winter storm that came through about 4 or 5 days ago. We got dumped with snow and our temperatures dipped down into the teens. So I ended up having to add some insulating board to her enclosure. The insulating board is 1 inch thick. You can get it from Home Depot or Lowe's. It's a 4-foot by 8-foot sheet that I just cut with a razor blade. And then I used some 2-sided tape that you would use for heat tape, and I just secured it to the side of the glass, and that will help insulate it. Glass does not hold heat well at all. We are gonna be upgrading her enclosure here in the next year, but for now, this is what I'm doing to maintain her temperatures. So let's go ahead and look at that real quick. So here is her enclosure with Miss Pretty Nebula sitting right there getting ready to shed. And so here's that 1 inch thick insulating board. I believe the brand is Artec. But that's all I did was add some 2-sided tape and secured it to the side to help insulate it. And this can pull right off for wintertime if I need to. But it's on both sides and it is across the back. So that has helped maintain her temperatures a lot better once they started to dip. And so now I think we are all set with her cage. All right, so now we are gonna get going with tearing apart this filter and getting it all cleaned out. All right, we got some leftover water from the aquarium. We're gonna dump out the water that's in the filter so we can drain it and take a look at it. All right, that should be good. So we are gonna keep this dirty aquarium water to clean the filters. That helps the biomax and everything maintain the proper bacteria for the aquarium, and that actually keeps the water clean and keeps everything working properly. So let's set that aside. Now we're gonna go ahead, take our filter apart. These things have that O-ring in there that keeps it from leaking, but it also makes it quite difficult to get off. There we go. Ewe. All right, well that's what it looks like in here, and all we are gonna do is we are gonna rinse this stuff off in the water from the aquarium. Look at all that sludge. That is all of his poo and everything that has been building up in here. And this is about a month of this filter running. So we are gonna rinse that off in there. Now, if you want to, these plastic pieces can be rinsed off in the sink, but you don't want to rinse your filters out because you don't want to get rid of all that good bacteria that keeps everything functioning properly. I'm actually gonna get some more aquarium water out, and I'm gonna double rinse these. So I'm just gonna set these aside for a second. All right, I'm gonna go dump this and I'll be right back. All right, let's get some more water out of Littlefoot's cage. There's Ding Dong. He always gets in the water when I'm trying to fix everything. All right, so now we're just gonna continue rinsing all these filters some more to get them as clean as possible. Now, as you can see, these are not super clean, and that is just because he is a dirty lizard. Probably in about 2 months, I'll completely replace these, but that's just kind of the nature of keeping a filter. These will need to be replaced. You can only clean them so many times. All right, so now we're gonna pull out the basket and we're gonna do the same thing. Now, this part of the canister is the only part that I'm gonna take to my kitchen sink, and I'm gonna thoroughly rinse this out because the sludge and stuff does get stuck to the sides. So I'll be right back. All right, we got that all cleaned out in the sink. Rinse it out all thoroughly. Got it all clean. Can't really see that too much because it's black, but we're gonna rinse out the basket now in this dirty water. This is the carbon. Nothing really penetrates that bag, so we kind of just want to rinse it. I think I'm gonna go rinse these off in my sink as well, just to get all this nasty stuff out of here. This is the most important thing that you do not want to rinse in your sink water. This is the Biomax, and this is what holds the good bacteria and will actually keep the water clean for the most part. So this is, we're not going to clean this basket. We're just going to rinse it off really good. All right, these are actually supposed to be white. So I think I'm gonna go rinse these off of my sink just so I can get them super clean, because they are sludgy. So, be right back. Okay, so got this all cleaned out real good. Cleaned out these bottom filters, and as you can see, these are kind of a white, kind of gray again, the way they're supposed to. So now we're gonna get this all back together and plug back in. All right, now I know these don't look super duper clean, but that's okay. Like I said, I just cleaned these in his aquarium water to keep that bacteria in there. And then I'll probably replace these after a few more months because they're gonna be really disgusting, and then they start to break down as well. This is just a pretty cheap material that'll start ripping. So these are fairly cheap to replace. It's the media in here that's a little bit more expensive, but the media tends to last a little bit longer before it ever needs to be replaced. So that's good to know about these filters. And you can also replace every single little part in here. So if something breaks, if you just need these filters and not these ones, you can just buy whatever you need for these. And then always make sure you put things back the same way you took them out. All right, she's all back together. So I'm gonna go get the top part hooked back up again and get some more water back in Littlefoot's tank before I plug this back in. All right, so our filter is just underneath his cage right here. I already hooked that back up, and we're not gonna plug it in just yet. We need to put some more water back in his tank. And he's still chilling in there. All right, let's get some water back in your tank here, dude. All right, so this filter has this cool little nifty prime function. So we're gonna let that fill up for a minute, and then we're gonna continue to prime it. So as you prime it, the water level will go down a little bit more because it's filling the pump back up with water. So we're gonna add some more water to get that level up a little bit further. All right, so now the water level is up over that piece. With the Fluvals, you never wanna let the water level go more than 7 inches below the top. It can disrupt the flow in the tubes down to the filter and cause problems. So now we are going to go make sure that the filter is completely primed and plug it back in. All right, so I'm gonna go plug it back in now. All right, so a lot of times with these filters, you will see bubbles coming out of there for a little bit. It should subside. If you keep getting air bubbles, then you have a leak or somewhere in your line. But it looks like his is flowing pretty good. So we're gonna let that kind of settle out. Because of the heat in his cage, and the water will slowly evaporate, so that will drop significantly here in the next day or two. And then we'll be able to see it flowing out of that spout. But so far, this filter has been working out great. We have that quick disconnect coupler right here that's not glued. So every couple days or so, I pull that off. I empty that bottom catch down there. We are looking for a little filter sock or something to be able to go over that to keep the substrate from going up in there to that little flow regulator ball. But we have not found one small enough. I think I'm gonna have to buy something and kind of DIY it. But he seems to be liking his filter, and well, it doesn't look that clean, but the water is clean. What's up, dude? Hi. Come say hi. Now that's one happy lizard. All right, well that is it for today's video. Mr. Littlefoot is a happy camper in his freshly cleaned out filter. The water is flowing nicely again, and he loves to just sit next to where the water comes in. I don't know if it feels good on his scales, but he loves to sit over there. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed seeing an update on this filter. Maybe it helps some of you that have monitors and want to add a filter like this, kind of seeing the process of cleaning it and everything. So I will see you in the next video. Stay safe, stay sane, get out there and make your own footprints. Bye.